Welcome to the Stronger Marriage Podcast with Trey and Lee.
Hey, we're glad you joined us today. Thank you for joining us. We are in Breckenridge, Texas, teaching some classes and thought we would do a podcast today. And we have another one that'll be coming out 2 weeks from now, a part 2. And we're excited about our 2 podcasts that we have coming up.
Yeah, so we're going to talk about 7 things that your wife probably loves, and then we'll talk about 7 things that your husband probably loves. So a little something for everyone.
So why did we use the word probably?
Probably because one size does not ever fit all.
That's it. So we want you to understand that sometimes when you make a marriage post or do a podcast, that sometimes you may listen to one of these and go, "Oh, my husband likes that better than me," or vice versa. So these are probably things, most likely, and the best thing you can do is share this with your spouse and go, "Hey, does this fit you?" Mm-hmm. And it will give you something to talk about. Lee and I, on this trip alone, listened to a podcast coming up while we were traveling, and it made for some great discussion. We will probably listen to a podcast when we go home, a marriage podcast, and also will give us great discussion. And so podcasts are a great way to strengthen your marriage and just kind of get to learn more about one another. And they bring about a lot of good conversation.
They do. When you've got time in the car, that's a great way to spend a few minutes together. Listening and passing the time and talking.
Yep. And maybe you don't have time in the car together and you can just go, "Hey, I listened to this. Here's the link. You listen and tell me what you think." And so that's a good way to do it, just to bring about some conversation. But we want to talk about 7 things that your wife probably loves. And we're guessing that, ladies, as you're listening to this, we think you'll like these things. We're trying to give husbands a few ideas of here's some things that your wife probably likes. And so we're going to kick this right off and talk about number 1 is unexpected surprises. Little surprises that you don't do because either you're in the doghouse or it's a birthday or it's an anniversary. Just random, unexpected surprises. Most wives love those. Do you love those, Lee?
I do. Keyword, most. Because I do know some ladies that don't like surprises. Like, they are planners and they want to kind of, be in control of the planning and that kind of thing. And so surprises don't go over well.
Yeah.
You need to know this before you do, make a big surprise. You definitely need to know if that's going to go over well or not. So if you think, "Hey, I'll try that," you might say, kind of feel your wife out a little bit at first and say, "How would you feel if I just sometime out of the blue planned a surprise getaway?" And she may go, "That would be the most amazing thing ever." Or she may go, "Don't you dare do something like that."
Without talking to me
right.
first. That's true. So know your wife. That's important. That is very important. But I'm thinking that these also can be little surprises.
Absolutely.
This can be a date night to where you just plan the date night and you tell your wife, "We're going out Thursday night and we're going to have a blast." She may say, "What do I need to wear?" And you can give her an idea whether it's tennis shoes or something nice if you're going someplace nice. And then you plan the whole evening. Plan where you're going to eat, what you're going to do, where you're going to go. Are you going to go shopping? Are you going to do something she likes to do, something y'all like to do together? But spend a little time maybe an unexpected surprise. Now, even little stuff like, I'm thinking if your wife is a manicure, pedicure girl and she's getting them anyway, get her a gift certificate for one, if that's something she likes to do, but she can't always afford. Maybe they just kind of like, "I feel guilty getting those." You buy the gift certificate for one of them. Drop by her workplace and drop off her favorite coffee that you like. Husbands, find her favorite candy bar. Get her favorite ice cream. Bring her a Blizzard from Dairy Queen, the one she likes. And so I can promise you, most wives like those little things where you just go, "Hey, I was thinking about you."
Yes, and that's the point, is to let her know. I mean, these kind of surprises let her know that you were thinking of her, because you can't plan something like that without some thought involved. And so that's a great way to let her know, "Hey, I was thinking about you. I wanted to do this for you."
Yeah, that's just a good way. So little surprises. Most wives love little surprises. You want to move to the second one?
Sure. So number 2, take an interest in her interests.
There you go.
Yeah.
Maybe on those little surprises, do something she likes to do. If she's an antique shopper, go antique shopping with her sometime. Work, whatever it is that she's got going on, ask her about how work was. But take an interest in things that she's interested in.
Yeah. If you never ask her about whatever it is that she really likes and you all of a sudden take an interest, she's going to be the one, surprised. But that's so great. That provides great conversation, which she probably loves to have conversation with you. So if you just, maybe it's not something that you actually do with her, but if she really loves doing something, at least ask her about it. Say, how was your, whatever it was. Yeah, I don't know.
How was your trip? How was your lunch? How was your appointment that you had? And so the fact that you're interested in things she's interested will go a long ways. There's not any wife who doesn't like to have her husband interested in the things that she likes.
Yep.
We try to do that. I won't jump over to the man side, but I've tried to watch shows with you that you like, whether it's something on HGTV. We watch. I remember you ask, would you just try Downton Abbey with me? And I thought, I can do this. I will try it. I'll watch an episode or two, and if I don't like it, I'll at least have tried. And I loved it. Mm-hmm. There you go. Mm-hmm. And we had so much fun watching it. We still have conversation about the show.
Yeah.
And so, it's one of those things that you just take an interest in something your wife would like to do, and you give it a try.
Yep. Because you might surprise yourself that you actually like it too.
That's exactly
right.
Just
give it a try. So number 3, do a chore for her or serve her in some way.
I like that. Most wives love it. A lot of wives have a lot on their plate. Whether it's kid stuff, stuff that deals with work, whatever it is, maybe around the house, maybe your wife is the person that does the laundry and you just go, how can I help you do this today? Maybe your wife is the one that, maybe she's the one that just regularly does such and such in the house, and you just can go, hey, I'll take this chore off your plate today.
Yeah, maybe she's the one that always cooks and cleans up the kitchen. Usually I do that, not always, but usually, and it's so nice sometimes whenever I've cooked and we're eating, and then you say, you sit down and I'm going to go clean up the kitchen. You just keep sitting right where you are, and that is pretty awesome.
Yeah, I don't think you've ever said, no, I really hate it when you serve me.
I really hate it when you clean up the kitchen.
Maybe your wife leaves the bed maker, and I try occasionally to make the bed. Just look for something to do that maybe she does all the time, or maybe you can just do to take some stuff off of her plate. Find a way to bless her through a chore, bring her coffee, fix her coffee in the morning and bring it to her. Just do something that just says, I love you, I wanted to serve you, and I wanted to help you somehow or another.
Yeah. So if I'm going to talk to you perfectionists out there for a second. If your husband offers to do a chore for you, he's not going to do it exactly like you do it. You might have to lower your standards just a tiny bit. And that's okay. Mm-hmm. He might not load the dishwasher exactly like you do or fold the towels exactly like you do, but he's doing it and you didn't have to do it. And it's okay if it's different every once in a while. So that's a hard one for me. I just thought I'd throw that out there.
That's really good. That's a good point. I'm sure there's a lady
I
out
like
there.
things done a certain way. And so sometimes I have to go, you know what? It really doesn't matter. It got done and I wasn't the one that had to do it. So it is okay. If things aren't exactly like you would have done it. Yeah.
Probably making the bed, sometimes I don't get all the pillows where they go or something. But
But
I know I don't always fold towels correctly, but I try.
But still, it got done and I didn't have to do it. And it told me you cared about me.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right. Number 4 on the list of 7 things your wife probably loves is listen to her. And that's pretty good. And that's one I try to work on really hard. And that means pay attention. Look up from the TV, pause the TV, look up from your phone, look up from whatever you're doing, make eye contact and listen to what she is saying. And so there's not a wife out there that doesn't want her husband to be a good listener. And there's something in husbands that say, hey, I can listen to my wife and watch this game at the same time, or I can listen to my wife and look at my phone at the same time. And honestly, you can't. And I can't. And so listening to your wife says, I care about you, you are important, and you are valuable. And so do a good job listening.
Yeah. And ideally, if you really need to have a conversation, wait until it's a good time. So, hey, when you have a second, can I tell you something? Because sometimes you're right in the middle of doing something. But sometimes we're not always good about, making sure it's a great time. So if we forget to make sure it's a great time, guys, try your best to listen, even though it might be interrupting something you're doing. But I will say, wives, try to make sure that you've gotten their attention before you start talking. Make sure it is somewhat of a good time to talk.
Yeah, that's a good way to put that. Number 5 on the list of things your wife probably loves, encourage her and thank her. Now, what that means is both the encourage her is be appreciative. You are a great cook, and maybe your wife doesn't cook. That's just an example. Thank you for cooking tonight. Encourage her. I appreciate the hard work you put into our family. Thank you for the job you do to support our family financially and our kids. Thank you for the work you do, leaving early every morning and coming home to help pay bills, whatever it is. Just make sure she feels appreciated and thank her. Don't just automatically think, well, I got a job and she's got a job, so why do I have to thank her for doing what she's doing? We just want, one of the greatest things you can do for your marriage is be thankful to your spouse for the effort they put into whatever it is that they're doing. Mowing the grass, cooking the meal, watching the kids, helping the kids with homework, whatever it is, encourage them. You did awesome. Thank you for doing that. Encouraging them, that is something we need to be better at. We're good at that with our kids. We encourage our children all the time, and yet we don't do that with our spouse.
Yeah. We all want to be seen. And so, notice the things that your wife does, first of all, and then, appreciate her for it. Even the smallest things can go unnoticed. So really try to notice all the things that she does around the house and to keep, the family running and the house running and all the things. And yeah, like you said, encourage her, thank her, appreciate her, just notice.
Yeah. Number 6 on the list is pray for her. We think this is so important. You can pray with her, but pray for her as well. Let her know, I prayed for you today. Or better yet, ask her, is there anything specifically that I can pray about today? Maybe she's got some stuff going on at work that's on her mind and she hadn't filled you in. And you asking what I can pray about opens that up so that you can pray. And then let her know, I prayed for you today. And climb in bed at night and just say, hey, can I pray over our marriage? I've yet to meet a wife that says, I just don't like it when my husband prays for me. That is something that brings an intimacy to your marriage that is so important, is that spiritual intimacy of praying with and for your wife. So step up, and I know that may make you a little uncomfortable, but don't let it bother you enough that it keeps you from praying for your spouse. But definitely pray for her.
Yep. Great one.
Nothing to add to that?
I really don't. Yeah, okay. I think you got it. Yeah.
I didn't mean to get it all. Sorry.
You did good. Number 7, last one we're going to talk about today is protect her. Protect her and your marriage. we need to be good about setting boundaries in our marriage.
I think protecting in two ways. All right, let me throw this out there for a sec. Definitely protect her. Most men that I meet are very good at protecting their wives physically. They want to sit with their back to the wall where they can watch the door. They want to walk where they're facing the traffic and not the other way around. To me, a real man checks the doors before he goes to bed at night. He doesn't allow... he didn't put his wife or his family in a situation in a place where they shouldn't be. He just is, he's paying attention, and I think most men are really, really good at that. At the same time, you also need to protect her and your marriage in a spiritual way. And what that just simply means, Lee brought it up, and I'll let her jump back in there, with boundaries of making sure you're protecting your marriage and you're protecting her by, say, protecting your eyes on what you're looking at, protecting your heart by who you're talking to and what you're talking about. There's just some things that you need in some boundaries in your marriage of just being really cautious.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. There's just so much we could add here. I think, physical protection, I feel like we told this story before, but I remember us going to a hotel one time and I had forgotten something out in the car that I really needed before getting ready for bed. And I was just, it was just right there. The car was close and I said, I'm just going to run down. And you were like, you were absolutely not. I mean, it was already, the sun was going down. It wasn't dark, but it was getting there. And you said you were absolutely not going to go get that. I'm going to go get that for you. And that's the kind of thing, just being aware of those kinds of things like that. That's protection. And that just tells your wife, hey, I care about you. And, that's a simple thing that I can do to keep you safe.
Yeah, and that's valuable.
Yeah.
And that spiritual way, being alone with someone of the opposite sex, texting someone of the opposite sex, having conversations with someone of the opposite sex, just keep those boundaries very, very clear in protecting her and protecting your marriage. Yeah. You don't want anything to shake the security of your marriage by making your spouse doubt, is my spouse being faithful? And so when we talk about protecting, you protect your marriage, you protect your wife, you protect your husband, and you do it in such a way that there's no doubt that people know you are a committed man to your wife, and whether that's wearing your wedding ring or telling people you're married and happily married and not complaining about your wife at work. You just go down the list. That's the idea we have about protecting her and protecting your marriage, and just making sure that you understand that you can be vulnerable. You don't sit out there and go, hey, man, nothing would ever happen to me. No, I'm going to be keeping my head on a swivel, both physically and watching what is Satan doing out there in my marriage that could be tripping me up, that is going to cost me in the long run.
Yeah, because as soon as you get complacent and say that's not ever going to happen to us, that's when you get in trouble. Always be on guard. Just always use... God gave you a lot of common sense. Use that.
Yeah. 7 things that your wife probably likes. I would love for you to talk this over with your spouse. If you're the wife and you've listened to this and you go, I love these things, send it to your husband and go, hey, would you listen to these and tell me what you think? This would just bring about some good conversation in your marriage.
And,
it is good.
Yes. And then remember, couple of weeks we're going to talk about 7 things your husband probably loves, so that'll give you some, both of you some good things to talk about.
Yeah, and we will just I'll tell you right now, we're going to drop that on July 30th, the morning of July 30th. So in 2 weeks, July 30th, you'll catch that second part of this, and we'll talk about those 7 things that your husband probably loves. Not every husband, but probably so.
That's right. And I will tell you, I'm going to brag a little bit. On July 30th, we're going to be right in the middle of an Alaskan cruise. Our marriage seminar at sea is going to be taking place right then. but we're going to get that podcast dropped.
Yep, it'll be there and it'll be available. And if you go, hey, marriage cruise, that sounds awesome. We're doing one next February.
Right.
This one will go out of Galveston and it'll go where it's warm while it's cold. Where everybody else is freezing, you get to go sit on a beach or on a deck and find some sunshine, and that will be nice.
Yeah. So, consider going on one of those with us. It's a great time to just spend time with your spouse, and then we do just a few little marriage sessions.
Yep.
To make you a little more mindful of just some things to make your marriage stronger.
That's right. We're going to be coming up. We're going to be in Little Rock, Arkansas in August. In September, we're going to be in Lexington, Kentucky. In October, we're going to be in Wichita Falls, Texas. And November, we're going to be in Broken Arrow, Oklahoma, and December, Odessa, Texas. If you're listening to this on Spotify or Apple, we'd love for you to give us a 5-star rating, leave a comment, just because it helps us get the message out. Thank y'all for listening. Hope y'all have a blessed day.